Hello friends, welcome to the series on transformation of sentences. In this video, we will learn how to convert a complex sentence into a simple sentence. First, we will remember how simple and complex sentences are formed. Then, we will learn the steps to convert a complex sentence into a simple sentence. Finally, we will understand it with examples and exercise. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's first remember what we have already learned regarding the formation of simple and complex sentences in our previous video. What is a simple sentence made of? It is made of one independent clause and it conveys one thought or more than one thought. What is a complex sentence made of? It is made of one independent clause and one or more dependent clause, and the independent and dependent clauses are joined with a subordinating conjunction. This is the list of subordinating conjunction, and to remember this list, remember this phrase on a white bus. Please watch the entire video after this video. Links are in the description. Now, let's learn how to convert a complex sentence into a simple sentence. There are 3 steps to convert a complex sentence into a simple sentence. Number 1. Identify the independent clause, dependent clause, and the subordinating conjunction. Number 2. Find or identify the type of dependent clause. The dependent clause will be of 3 types. Number 1. Noun clause, which is acting as a noun in the sentence, and it will be having the subordinating conjunctions that, how, or WH words like who, where, which, or why. Number 2. Adjective clause, which is acting as an adjective in the sentence, and it will be having the subordinating conjunctions including that or WH words like who, whom, which, whose, where, when, what, etc. And number 3. Adverb clause, which will be acting as an adverb in the sentence, and it will be having the subordinating conjunctions including when, where, wherever, because, since, as, so that, if, unless, though, although, etc. Step 3. Convert the dependent clause into a phrase or a word and frame the sentence with necessary changes. If the noun clause is there, you need to convert it into a noun phrase or a noun. If an adjective clause is there, you need to convert it into an adjective phrase or an adjective. And if the adverb clause is there, then you need to convert it into an adverb phrase or an adverb. After performing the steps, just check the simple sentence which is converted from a complex sentence. The final sentence should contain only one subject and one predicate to be qualified to become a simple sentence, and its meaning should be identical to the meaning of complex sentence. Let me revise the 3 steps again. Number 1. Identify the independent clause, dependent clause, and subordinating conjunction used in the complex sentence. Number 2. Find or identify the type of dependent clause, whether it is a noun clause, adjective clause, or adverb clause. And number 3. Convert one of the dependent clauses into a phrase or a word and frame the sentence with necessary changes. If it's a noun clause, we need to convert it into a noun phrase or noun. Similarly, the same rule applies to adjective and adverb clauses. A pro tip for you: the same steps can be applied in reverse order if you are asked to convert a simple sentence into a complex sentence. Let's learn this 3-step formula with examples now. He accepted that he is wrong. This is a complex sentence. Step 1 is to identify the independent clause, dependent clause, and the subordinating conjunction. The independent clause is he accepted. The dependent clause is that he is wrong. And the subordinating conjunction is that. Step 2. Find the type of dependent clause. Here, that he is wrong is acting as the object of the subject he. So, it's a noun clause. Step 3. Convert one of the dependent clause into a phrase or a word and frame a sentence. Now we know that it's a noun clause. Therefore, we need to convert it into a noun phrase or a noun. Here, the noun clause that he is wrong is converted into a noun phrase, his mistake. So the final sentence is, he accepted his mistake. If you notice closely, the meaning of both the sentences are identical. So this is a 3-step process that could be followed to solve this question. In a nutshell, you need to identify whether a dependent clause is a noun clause, adjective clause, or an adverb clause and convert it into a noun phrase or a noun, adjective phrase or an adjective, and adverb phrase or adverb respectively. Now, I will show you examples of each of these cases. Please note the steps are implied and I won't be explaining the steps again for the sake of time. No one knows who he is. Here, who he is acting as an object in the sentence, which means it functions as noun. So, it's a noun clause. Simply convert the noun clause who he is into the pronoun him. So, the final sentence in the simple form is no one knows him. Let's look into the next example. Tell me where you live. Here, where you live is an object of a transitive verb. So, it acts as a noun clause. Simply convert the noun clause where you live into a noun phrase, your address. So, the final sentence is, tell me your address. These are the examples where the noun clause is converted into a noun phrase or a noun or pronoun. Let's look into the next set of examples. He left the village where he was born. Here, where he was born is giving more details about the village. So it acts as an adjective clause. Now, we know that we need to convert this adjective clause either into an adjective or adjective phrase. Can you identify any adjective related to this clause? What about this adjective? Native. It is synonymous, right? Let me use this and make the final sentence, which is, he left his native village. Let's look into the next example. She bought the office which belonged to her uncle. Here, the clause which belonged to her uncle is describing the office. So, it's an adjective clause. Here we can use possessive adjective and frame the sentence in this way. She bought her uncle's office. These are the examples where the adjective clause is converted to an adjective phrase or adjective. Let's look into the next set of examples. If you are an Indian visitor, you will be allowed. Here, if you are an Indian visitor is acting as an adverb clause. Converting this into an adverb phrase, it becomes only Indian visitors. So the final sentence is, only Indian visitors will be allowed. Let's look into the next example. He fought as if he were a coward. Converting it into a simple sentence, it becomes, he fought cowardly. Here we have used cowardly to replace the adverb clause as if he were coward. Let's look into the next example. We eat so that we may live. We eat to live. Here we have used to live to replace the adverb clause so that we may live. Notice that we have used infinitive to convert the sentence into a simple sentence and it is acting as an adverb in the sentence. These are the examples where an adverb clause is converted into an adverb phrase or adverb. After looking into many examples, I hope you will be able to convert a complex sentence into a simple sentence. Now, let me give you an exercise to practice. Here, you need to convert a complex sentence into a simple sentence. The sentences are, he acknowledged that he is guilty. He bought a book which belonged to his friend. We work so that we may earn. Hints are also given for your reference. Pause the video, solve the exercise and message the answer in the comment. To view the correct answers, you may check the description of the video. That's all in this video. Let's quickly revise what we learned in this lesson. First, we learned a 3-step formula to convert a complex sentence into a simple sentence. The steps are: number 1, identify the independent clause, dependent clause and subordinating conjunction which is used in the complex sentence. Number 2, find or identify the type of dependent clause, whether it's a noun clause, adjective clause or adverb clause. And number 3, convert one of the dependent clause into a phrase or a word and frame the sentence with necessary changes. So in short, remember to convert the clause to a phrase or a word using this chart. Next, we looked into an example to understand these steps clearly. Then we looked into more examples to understand the conversion properly. Finally, I gave you an exercise to practice. That's all in this video. We will be continuing this series. Please watch all the previous videos of this series. Links are in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Like, share, comment and subscribe in case you found the video helpful. All the best for your upcoming exams. We will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye.